All right, you guys. How's it going? Monday night. Daily close just happened. Daily open just happened. They happened together. All right, let's jump into this. I don't have too much time. I need to go eat. I'm starving. I'm in a short right now from here. Okay, lovely. All right, moving on. So let's just look at, I usually zoom out first, start with high time frames, then go to low time frames. But just want to look at this fractal real quick that I had up here. So we kind of followed this double top pattern here. I said back when that happened that could be the top. So far it's still the top. In my last video update, you guys saw down here, we longed here. I closed early because I was on vacation and I'm a pansy sometimes and I like to take in profit. Nothing wrong with that. Anyway, we said that 93.10 needs to close above. And I believe that was on the 4-hour chart. So we'll get to that in a second. But basically, this fractal is still kind of holding true on levels. So you see we got this double top. Then we got a retest here. I'm betting that's the 0.786 Fibonacci level. It might not be. I'm just going to take this impulse down. Okay, I just like impulses. This is where all the volume is at. So that's an impulse. And you can see right here we hit the 786 fib with that. If I draw this over, okay, bam, 786 fib. All right. So there you have it. That's the same level. Doesn't matter how we get there. Levels are levels. So that could be the top for now. It really could be. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. And let's go. So let's zoom out to the daily real quick, okay? We could probably even start on the weekly. It's Monday, right? Okay. Weekly chart. OBV, how we looking? Not good. All right. If bulls want to hang on to hope, we could say that is a support break, a resistance break. It's not, okay? More than likely, this is a rejection. We got a fake out, breakdown, and retest rejection, okay? We do have a little, we're kind of peeking out, but if this weekly closes, that'll probably drop under, and that's resistance right now, okay? On Top Goon X. So let's go to, weekly, as you can see here, support held. That's where I bought in my video because it was at support. Now we're at resistance. Okay, we're at resistance. Bam. That's resistance right now. And who knows? We could go down, we could go up. If we break up through here, we should see a pop. If not, we got a lot of support to go through. Next one down here is 8,700-ish, and then you got 7,800. All right, on this chart, I would say 8,500 down to 8,200 is some support as well. Excuse me. So hard to tell there. Let's go to daily. Okay, let's get rid of that. All right, daily. Oh, that OBV looks bad. All right, another double top. Maybe we broke down on this channel here. Who knows? It's really hard to tell. This is just, as we talked about. Oops, sorry. Oh, I just had the hiccups. Okay. As I talked about in my last video, this was just some sideways movement, okay? Get out of here, hotkey. All right. This is just some sideways movement. Excuse me. Okay. That's our range right now. It's not really ascending or descending. It's just kind of sideways. Not too much to take away from that. All right. Our overall trend, we did have a breakdown here. Okay, keep that in mind. OBV really just moving sideways with price. What we'd really like to see, we did see a nice down move here, so that's good for me to see if I'm in a short. I'd really want to see like something dramatic with price going sideways to really feel good with conviction. But anyway, what I do notice here on the daily is the last 4 days. Okay, I notice increasing sell volume and decreasing buy volume. Okay, and if we take it even farther, I got decreasing buy volume from here. So we potentially could break down from that. Okay, also I posted a tweet not long ago. Where is it at? So we got this. I posted this a while ago. Okay. Got a down move, ascending channel, breakdown. Okay. Pretty straightforward. And then we've got a, let me get this stretched out so we can see it. kind of similar here. Okay, so we've got breakdown, ascending channel with a breakdown. Did we get a retest yet? Maybe right there. It's hard to tell. Okay, and we just expect to go down more. We are losing support here on the EMAs, but we're kind of floating sideways behind them. So when you're seeing this, you can't really take it for too much for granted. Okay, but we are below, so it looks like the end of the day, the sellers were able just to push this just below, which is significant. Those levels need to be met. So if the market's really wanting to force their hand, they're gonna last second. Maybe we were up here, and last second they pushed us below support. And what this does is it keeps people cautious to short, right? Because we're kind of at support. If we would have closed down here below that candle, okay, if we would have closed like right here below that white candle or green candle. Sorry, let me put my phone on silent so it's not beeping. Okay, if we would have closed below there, we probably would have gone straight down, right? Since we're here, we're going to have a lot of people hesitant to short. For me, that's a high volume sell candle, high volume rejection at resistance, in my opinion. 93.20 has kind of been a big resistance I've been talking about, and 93.10 even. So we couldn't close the daily above that. No high time frame closes above that. Pretty significant. I think that this week we're going to see sub 9K again. Okay, that's what I think. I'm in a short. I scalp shorted, so it's basically no risk for me now. And this is beautiful, you guys. Risk management is amazing when you do it properly. All right, when you're constantly winning trades, even if it's small wins, it keeps your confidence up. It keeps you feeling, like you can risk this next trade. If you take 3 or 4 losses in a row, your next trade you don't want to risk very much, and keeping your stop loss tight can make you get stopped out and keep taking losses. Whereas if you've been doing well and you're feeling good and you've been taking wins, you can follow your strategy a little bit better, and you can not be so worried. If you make $1,000, you're not going to be worried if you risk $100 on your next trade. Whereas if you lose $1,000 on a trade, you're going to be worried about losing another $1,000 or even risking that $100. So on a lot of these trades, especially in this sideways zone, right, we haven't had much volatility. It's been pretty sideways, especially for the last 4 days. So in these sideways zones, it's really good to get your risk reduced quickly because it can chop back in your face really fast, all right? Overall, downtrend is still broken down, okay? However we want to draw this, we're still below that. And we're losing our EMA support, all right? It just looks a little weak to me. OBV still definitely looks weak. Looks like a consolidation before more. That's how it looks to me. All right, I usually use ETH as a guide too for market strength, so we can look at Ethereum in a minute. Let's dive to lower time frames. We'll go to the 6 hour. I like the 6 hour a lot. And surprisingly, OBV is kind of looking strong. Let's see if we have a resistance breakout, downtrend breakout. This is kind of a tough one to call. We don't really have a clear line here. I almost want to say this. There's no clear trend line here to make. We could zoom it in and go more local, and we can go here. Okay, and this one makes a little bit more sense. This is just too zigzaggy. I can't get a clean line. It tells me that there's no long-term trend there that's being followed. However, this one, you can see instantly that this has 3 touches on it, and this is a very valid trend, right? The reason I shorted earlier is because I noticed this. This looks like a rising wedge, okay? Little rising wedge pattern, reversal pattern. So keep an eye out for that. All right, if this breaks down, I feel pretty confident about those shorts. So that's a 6 hour OBV. Top Goon X is really just ranging in this upper zone, showing a little bit of downwards momentum. It's showing some bearish divergence markers here, so we need to be wary of that. Another thing I notice is, and it's cleaner on the 4 hour chart. Okay, I do notice finally a clean breakdown of this trend line. Let's go to the 4 hour chart. It's a little bit cleaner, and we have a retest. So Top Goon X is showing a lot of bearish signals here. All right, a lot of bearish divergence, a lot of bearish markers. Momentum starting to break down, and you see that we're about to lose this here. So if we break down there, we're losing good momentum. Also, our OBV looks pretty weak too, right? Breaking down pretty hard with price relatively the same. So that tells me that momentum currently is on the downside. All right, Let's look at that trend line I talked about, which is right here. Pretty clean, right? Maybe a bear flag. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe a bear flag. Okay, if I put top lines, something like this. All right, whatever. Looks pretty clean. This doesn't break any of my rules. So then you're going to say, all right, what's our target? We're going to take that impulse down to the bottom, and then you would copy that, paste it, and you're going to say, here's your target. So your target's going to be 9K from this breakdown. And I notice a high volume breakdown. Okay, high volume breakdown. I also notice a retest with rejection. Okay, now why did we retest and reject here? Because that's a trend line, right? Okay, it's not random. Events don't happen randomly in the market. Okay, the market moves with levels. So you see here, and it's a low volume retest too. So what happens here is breakdown, retest, and now we're starting to drop again. All right, we want to see some more continuation. If we consolidate here too long, we'll probably see a bounce. All right. I would like to see this next 4 hour continue, at least start to break this low. You could see that buyers are hanging on for dear life here because this consolidation, if it breaks this low, we're losing that. Okay, so probably a 30-minute, 1 hour close below there would probably, what is that level, 92.36, would probably see it 9K. All right, pretty straightforward. If not, we flip this, all right, then we can be bullish and retest the top of that at 93.40. For now, we got to lean bearish. We need to see some volume start coming in. We still got plenty of time for that. Let's go down to the 2 hour chart. All right, pretty clean trend line here. All right, did it hold it? Maybe it held it there. Maybe fake out, held it. Now I broke down. So keep in mind that. And if we take this trend line way over here, okay, we've got a pretty clean trend line here. So we're kind of just stuck at it right now. But we're definitely losing it. We're losing EMA and SMA support too. Maybe a double top here almost. What else? Top Goon X showing really strong downwards momentum. Right here, we just made a new low. New local low. That's never good. So yeah, downside looking likely. My short is up nicely right now. I've got a tight stop loss. I already closed my scalps from up here. I scalped this retest down to here, closed it, and then I could tighten my stop loss, and that reduced my risk. So risk-free trade. Let's see what else we got. OBV on 1H is looking really sharp downward. I mean, it just looks like we're losing this, you guys, and we're about to roll over. 30-minute, you see some high sell volume come in. OBV curling over hard. Maybe a head and shoulders reversal pattern. Right? Maybe. Okay. 15. I won't go too much lower than that. You know, OBV making a new low there as well. Top Goon X is a little bottomed out here with a strong buy. So if we see momentum go back into here, we're going to drop hard on a 15-minute time frame. The strong buy definitely played out, and we double topped here with bearish divergence. So that buy signal could have played out already. And we definitely need to see momentum pick back up here. Okay, so let's go back up to the daily on Ethereum, because like I said, I like to gauge Ethereum based on, or I like to gauge market strength based on Ethereum lately. Okay, first thing I notice is OBV made a new low right off the bat. I also notice another bear flag on OBV, which could be the tip that we want. What up, Trader Tracy? All right, so this could be the tip we're looking for, you guys. We might finally have a guide. All right, we might finally have an idea of direction, and that would mean it's coming soon. So we have this bear flag. All right, it looks like a bear flag. Maybe it's not, but it looks like it to me. All right, bear flag, and then so breakdown, retest, perfect retest, rejection. Bam. All right, I like that. That looks good. That tells me that I finally found something that looks, get out of here. That looks possible to give us a clue, right? And then if we look at Ethereum up here, we're at support. So do I want to short now? No. But I see some high sell volume on that candle after some weak buy volume. And that tells me that market pressure is still to the downside, okay? We have this nice breakout here, I think. And, you know, technically, so here's the deal, you guys. you could draw this multiple ways. This does not break my rules. Okay, this trend line follows with my rules. We've got a consolidation above. We could even count this as a breakout. We could count this as a consolidation, breakout, retest, and we rock it here. We count this overall as consolidation. But when it gets tricky is I like to go through candle bodies. That's what I use on every time frame. I have high success rate with it. I have a whole set of rules, whatever. I won't get too into that. But I like to go through candle bodies, and when I have this up here, I'm almost tempted to go through that like this, which is kind of awkward, and people aren't going to like that. But you see how well it's respected, right? You got this breakdown here. If I wanted to take it a step further, I could try to get this candle involved, which gets that candle involved, and then I could get this candle involved, and I could get a million touches on this thing, right? And I could even get this one involved. So now I can get, this is probably the trend line that will get me the absolute most touches here. Fair enough? Does that make sense? Does that sound pretty fair that this is going to give me the most touches, right? Okay. And so I could say we're still in the uptrend here, or I could pull this and say we're in a downtrend, something like that. This does not break my rules. This is the actual trend line that I like the best because I've been using it the longest, and it looks like it right about a 45-degree angle. Look how we retested that, rejected. Horizontal lines are for supports, resistances. Diagonal lines are for trends, so that's why I use diagonal lines, and that'll help me catch stop hunts too, and that's why I'm so successful on low time frames, not getting stopped out on these high leverage plays with my stop losses really tight. Okay, but anyway, back to my point. This is probably the trend line that will get the most touches on it, right? If I counted this all out, I mean, I literally almost every candle around here touches this. So I'm going to say that as unorthodox as this is, I think it might be valid. We have one fake out here. We have another fake out here, kind of a little fake out here. But point is, fake outs, one candle above, one candle below, that doesn't matter for me. Fake outs don't matter. Okay, I don't pay attention to fake outs. I pay attention to closes above and a second close above. We don't have that. I'm leaning bearish on this as well. We just have so many high volume rejections up here that we're still rejecting this. So yes, this is a trend line everyone likes. Wicks, right? I don't use wicks. I don't care about them. Everyone uses wicks. I use them to trade. I don't use them to trend. Okay, other than getting more touches on something to help me validate it. If it doesn't break my rules. Again, everything has to be within my rule set, which helps me stay unbiased. Because if I have a rule set, I can't do something, like I can't draw a trend line like this because it would break my rules. All right. So having a rule set is really key. Thanks, Juan. So what I'm seeing here is that's a rejection. Okay. And I like my rules because obviously I made them, but also because I see a lot of things that people don't see. Even like here, you know, so I won't get too far to that. But anyway, I like my rules. They work for me. And I catch a lot of things that other people don't see. All right. So for me, we're still rejecting there, and I need to break above for me to be outright bullish on the market right now. But with OBV looking weak and Top Goon X showing some weakness here with some bearish divergence, okay, I'm very cautious. Let's go to the 6-hour chart. All right. Again, I see another rising channel. Something like this. Okay. I don't know how to draw this one. It's a little unorthodox compared to the Bitcoin one, but I'm betting we have a fake. So we have a fake out here right now. All right. And again, this isn't a super clean trend line. It might have to go in to get a cleaner trend line. So something like this. All right. And this is tough to draw because it's just so much chop here. But if I zoom in, okay, what do I see, you guys? Or if I zoom out, okay. And again, this isn't going to be a perfect trend line here. I don't care. Uptrend. And then downtrend right now, okay. And this is an important resistance area because there's a lot of consolidation here. Okay, you can see that this resistance area didn't hold. And then where's my next important resistance area? The bottom of this. It's at the bottom of that consolidation, right? Bam. Rejection. I mean, these are just all important levels that are rejecting right now. So as apt as I am to scalp this, and I'm up like 10%, that's great. I've been making good profit lately. I think I'm going to hold this one on Bitcoin, my Bitcoin short. I think I'm going to hold it. If I get stopped out, I'm in profit still on the overall play. Yes, I don't, get as much profit. I could close 20% here if I wanted. But I've been waiting for this short for weeks. I think we're close to getting it. Maybe not. I could be wrong again. But again, my risk management is fine. If I was risking, 10 or 15% on this play, no, I need to get out of that. But I like my risk here, which is nothing at this point. But let's go to the 4 hour. All right. Again, just in a downtrend. Okay. We're just curling over here. All right, just a strong curling over right now. And if this starts to go down, we're going to get really steep. And you can see we're starting to drop already. Also, of note, you guys, this is kind of important. Okay, and if you guys aren't in my Discord, I don't know why you aren't. I'm just kidding. I understand if you aren't in my Discord or whatever. But let me see what I said because I want to. So I shorted on Femex. All right, so I post all my positions here. I posted when I opened my XTZ. I posted when I closed XTZ. I post when I opened OXT, everything. I post when I enter a short, okay? Entering a small short here at 92.96, all right? The biggest thing, though, was this one. Market dumping in unison, all right? Not a good sign for the bulls. What does that mean? I'm watching my tickers here, and I'm noticing that everything's going down at once, right? The whole market was dumping in unison. Why is that significant? That tells me that people in the market are likely going to link. So the link is actually going to be on the description. But you guys, real quick, somebody asked. You can go to elevatetrading.com. If you go to /r prices, okay, you can see the actual. You can see the actual packages. All right, you got myself, Satoshi Heavy, and Crypto Warrior, who all post trades in here. Satoshi's awake a lot late at night. I'm awake a lot in the morning. Warrior's just kind of posts all the time. He does a lot of educational live streams. If you guys like the education I do, Warrior, he really breaks it down. He's really good at trading altcoins, way better than myself. That's all he does. He's the guy that had that challenge that went from like $1,500 to like $15,000 or it was $500 to $9,600 or something in like 6 weeks trading altcoins. Okay. But anyway, so let me get back. Sorry to digress a little bit. But so market dumping in unison, and what I mean by that is everything's dropping at once, and that tells me that people are going into USD. If I see Ethereum start to drop and Bitcoin go up, that means people are selling their Ethereum into Bitcoin sometimes. All right, but when the whole market's just dumping, that means a lot of people are going to USD or USDT, and they're getting out of crypto completely. They're not just getting out of one crypto into another, aka they could be moving profits around, a whole list of different things. All right, and those are clues I look for, you guys. This is how I get my edge. I don't look for the standard things that people look for. Another thing I notice is that Bitcoin on Bitstamp is less than Bitcoin on Binance. All right, when there's a premium with Tether, when Tether's a little bit higher, a lot of times the market tends to drop. All right, and inversely, if Bitstamp is higher than Bitcoin, spot's trading higher, then we usually go up. All right. And so again, just looking at this channel, all right, we're losing this. Just real quick on that. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. So if we zoom out, we already kind of went over targets, you guys. This is a really important area right here at 8K on the weekly. All right, but I like the daily. I think I've talked about this before. I like this area right here, 7,900. Okay. Do I have the balls to hold my short through this? Probably not. All right, maybe part of it, but I'll probably take and it'll be pretty good profit at 8,500. So I just have no problem taking profit when I'm up, you guys. But if I get to 8,500, I'll be more than happy with that. But obviously 7,900. If I'm in a 10x short, I can't remember what leverage I'm at. If I'm in a 10x short, it's 150% on my position. If I get to 7,900, if I get to 8,500. That's 80%. EMAs, you guys. EMA, Gunner EMA, it's the 22 and the 11, and then the SMA close 99. All right, that's what I use. All time frames for all my trades. Another thing I'm seeing is Litecoin just looks really weak, you guys. We just haven't seen any strength from it. There's no buying going on here. Literally, there's no buying. OBV slowly losing some strength here. If I see a strong buy candle, today would be the perfect day. If bulls are really here, if the bulls really want to push this or buyers really want to push this, I want to see a strong conviction candle from Litecoin. Okay, I want to see a strong green candle up here, like to 46 bucks. All right. If Litecoin gives me that, I'm bullish. It's going to go to 48. It's probably going to break that, and it's probably going to go to 63. All right. If I get that candle. For now, I'm just not seeing conviction from Litecoin, and Litecoin usually leads the market in strength. So until I see that strength, I'm more than happy in my short. Okay. Let's go do a quick update on OXT because I did post this in my video yesterday. And you can see here we tapped my 99 SMA perfectly. And my average entry was just about 17. So I got about 25% out of that. And I pretty much closed everything up here. Okay. I laddered out today through here. I just got out. All right. I don't care. I took profit. If it goes up without me, so be it. All right. It could very well hit my 28-cent target. But I got 25% out of that. And that's a lot better than getting no percent or taking a loss if it goes down and if Bitcoin goes down. Okay. But it looks really nice and strong. The only thing is OBV didn't make a new high, which price did. Okay, well, maybe not. From here, we're kind of even then. So I would say no divergence here, but if we go to the 4-hour chart, consolidating, okay. I'm just not the best altcoin trader, you guys, so I'm better at reading Bitcoin. But we got a really nice 25% pop out of that. I got out at target. I shorted Bitcoin. If this continues, I can tell you next target's going to be 28-cent area, and if that breaks, it's going to probably fly to probably 40 cent easy. Okay, if not 60. But another thing I don't like to do, you guys, is I don't like to dwell and I don't like to calculate my wins really. So I don't like to look at this and say, all right, well, price is here, and so if it goes down to here, I'm going to be up $500 or $5,000 or whatever. I don't like to calculate that because then it gets you fixated on that price, and if you have $1,000 profit and you're expecting $5,000, you're going to be disappointed, right? Or you're going to be more likely to hold on to that, and it's going to go up opposite direction and be like, oh, I'm only down $500 right now, but I can make $5,000. And it goes, oh, I'm only down $1,000, but I can still make $5,000, and it just keeps going up. So I don't like to calculate that out. I like to focus on what I have now, what my profit is here, and if my profit here looks good and I think that something's not looking right, then I'm just going to close. I don't look ahead, all right? It's just like sports. You know, if any of you play sports, you know, you got an easy opponent coming up and you beat them 47 million times in a row. You've never lost to them your whole career. You look past them this one time to the next team that you're playing in a week, and you're not focused on on what's right in front of you, and you lose that game because you just weren't focused on it. So focus on what's right in front of you, guys. Okay, and this is right now we know volatility's coming. We're just waiting. You know, it's just kind of like take a position, get in a good management area where you feel comfortable, and wait. Yeah, so I'll look at rep real quick too. Link, this looks like crap. All right, nice rejection. OBV looks really bad. This is kind of like the weekly chart on Bitcoin, right? Fake out, breakdown, dump. I think Link did this a while ago too, like right here. Okay. I'm really annoyed because I scalp shorted Link a couple times yesterday for profit, and then into the night I was like, all right, I'm gonna throw a small one here on Link at 8.15, put a stop loss at 8.21, see what happens when I wake up. Well, I got wicked out at 821.5 or something. Like, it just barely wicked me out, and then it dropped down to 680. God, would have been over 100% profit, even if it was a smaller position. But anyway, so a lot of times, you know, this is a bearish candle. All right, no doubt about that. So a lot of times people just market short this. It starts dropping here. People are like, oh, that's bearish. It starts dropping here, so everyone market shorts, and then it bounces up, and everyone gets stopped out, right? And so maybe it'll bounce up to like 7. I'm not going to go too deep into this, but maybe it'll go to like 750 or something. Again, I don't know. But if it goes up here, this is when people start to get bullish again, and everyone that shorted or everyone that panic sold on that drop, they start to buy back or whatever, and then we just drop harder. Okay? Be mindful of that. That is a bearish candle. If you really want to break this trend, you need to close above here. All right? If it closes above here, it's nonstop ticket to probably $10. Absolutely easy. Okay? So that's all. I don't really want to go too in depth on Link. The one thing I'm thinking is that the Bitcoin market's been being held up so that Link could pump. Nice big pump for any big whales that had a lot of money in Link. Huge pump. If Bitcoin dropped, Link probably would have gone with it, right? So Link gets this really strong push. Bitcoin holds up. Now that link's done and the trend's probably over, what can happen now? All right, now they can start selling their link. They can start dumping Bitcoin because it doesn't matter at this point. They just got that huge exit pump profit there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's definitely a scenario you should be aware of. All right, let's look at XTZ real quick. All right, again, I bought this one at 261-ish yesterday, I think right before I made that video, and I sold at about $3 average probably. All right. Again, I don't get attached to positions. This looks like a rejection here at resistance. If I pull this up, again, another rejection here. I got people commenting on Twitter telling me just to be patient and hold because this one's going to a new all-time high. I took 15% profit. Again, look, we're just getting more rejections here at resistance. The biggest thing, though, really for me was that Top Goon X looked super bearish. This big bearish divergence here. All right, on the daily. So, and the Bitcoin pairing didn't look too strong. All right, so I just took profit. I don't care if it goes up without me, so be it. But I made 15% on a relatively decent sized position, and I'm not mad about it. And we move on, and I don't even need to look at it right now. I don't need to FOMO back in. I can look at it in a few days, and if it drops to somewhere where there's support and I can get back in, great. If it takes off without me, fine. I can find something else to trade. Okay, Rep. I'm glad I got out of this one because I was, again, in a relatively large position because I was DCAing for some reason, and I shouldn't have been. So, again, I'm just not the best altcoin trader. So I took a loss on this one. It was like a 10%-ish loss. So not too bad. I made 25% on OXT and 15 on XTZ. So I could have gone all in. I could have taken, so those were all about the same position size. I could have taken all of that position size and just put it into XTZ, or I could have taken it all and put it into OXT, or I could have taken it all and put it into Rep. To be honest, Rep was the one that looked the weakest. I should have just probably gone smaller anyway. OXT was my favorite one, and then XTZ I was pretty confident at least getting a pop there. But it's good to diversify because if I would have been sitting in at OXT and it didn't move and the other two popped, I would have missed out. If I would have gone all in on XTZ, I would have been bummed. You're sounding like Bill Belichick. If I went in all in on XTZ, I would have been bummed that I didn't have, that I missed on OXT. So just diversify. It helps with FOMO. And if you're sitting in one altcoin like XRP or Litecoin the last month that haven't done anything, you're getting all this FOMO everywhere else. And then by the time everything else is popping and going crazy, you sell your Litecoin, get into something else, and that goes down. So I don't know how I sound like Bill Belichick, but I can promise you I'm not wearing a t-shirt or a sweatshirt that has cut off sleeves. So, and I have not deflated any balls today. But yeah, so Rep, you guys, honestly, this would probably be a better one for Crypto Warrior. I just see this resistance here. Okay, just kind of getting rejected. It could definitely pull back, especially if Bitcoin drops. We do have some support here at 1780. I do have a strong buy. So the thing is, on Top Goon X, it looks really strong. And I bet you in a week or two, I'm going to look back on Top Goon X and say, damn, that was a good uptrend with Top Goon X. I should have paid attention. So one thing I can do to alleviate my stress is I could just put 10% of the size I had in initially and just see if it works out. And if not, and it drops, I'm losing small profit. All right, but I just don't really care too much. I'm not going to chase this one. This isn't a setup. The setup isn't something I normally take, so there's just no reason for me to risk it. Just absolutely no reason for me to risk this right now, you guys. And again, it kind of looks like it's curling over a little bit here, maybe making a top. But Top Goon X is bullish, so it would almost be a buy the dip situation on some bullish divergence, okay? So just be mindful of that. And technically, we crossed here, so we'll use Top Goon X to say that we crossed here. So we're going to take this impulse. So we'll probably say from, I don't know, here. So somewhere around here, the 786 is going to be like my technical strong buy zone. So $17-ish. If I draw that out here. All right, so that would be around my buy zone. And if I draw my trend line for the uptrend, you can see that we might meet down here. If I even come up here a little bit more, okay. But again, these aren't my strong points. This is Crypto Warrior. That's the big all guy on these, especially on the BTC pairing. So I'm more the Bitcoin guy. But really, so let's look at just Bitcoin one more time, you guys. Real quick scenarios. All right. Again, I just think we're going down. I just really do. Look at this. We're losing here. Can you look at XLM? Man, XLM. It's honestly, you guys, if Bitcoin drops, everything else is going to drop. So be prepared to dollar cost average. For me, I need to see a breakout of something like this. Okay. So sloppy trend line. I'm not going to try to make it perfect right now. But I would need to see a breakout of something like this. I need to flip 93.20, and it's pretty straightforward. I need to flip 93.20. Where'd my drawing thing go? I got to flip this. Bam. Now I can long. All right. And I'll long to 9,600. It's easy. It's straightforward. You make a plan. Okay. And you just follow it. So I have no FOMO here. If we bounce here and we go up to 92.50 or 92.60, I'm still not going to long. Not going to FOMO that. Okay, I might close on my short. But otherwise, I'm just expecting this to drop, and I'm just going to stick with that plan for now that I have in place. Again, Litecoin's looking weak. I think that Litecoin's going to go back to $25. $29 at least. All right. If it does drop, here's the first major support. Second area of interest. Third area of interest. All right. And fourth area of interest for me, my big zone is about 1940-ish, somewhere around there. Okay, this is where I want to buy a lot at. All right. That's where I want to buy a lot at. I won't get too in-depth on that right now. You can ladder down here. If you're overall bullish on Litecoin and Bitcoin, you know, anywhere around here is pretty good buys, in my opinion. You know, this is where I accumulated in 2017 before major bull run, which is obviously not listed on here because it wasn't on Binance that soon, I guess, in USDT anyway. So, but it's just showing weakness right now. We need to do that impulse up, like I said. High volume red candle today. We need some high volume blue to eat that up, or blue. We need some high volume buying to eat that up. Otherwise, the bears will take over. Sellers will take over. Okay. Ethereum's clinging on for dear life. We really need to see some upside soon, or else sellers are going to take over. All right. The SPY has been dropping. If we look at the SPY real quick, all right, Top Goonex gave the dead cat bounce signal. And so here's our levels for that. And I posted this on Twitter a while ago. We need to hold the 786, which actually, so we only have one close above right now. If this weekly closes below the 786, then it's another fake out, and we're likely going to 246. So this is a huge weekly close. If we close above here, we can bounce probably up to 339 for a potential double top. We break that, we're flying. All right, but otherwise, we break below there and close below there, and especially close below our EMAs. All right, we won't get that far ahead. If we close below here, though, it's 246 without a doubt in my mind. All right, that's very likely, in my opinion. Could definitely bounce to the 0.5, obviously, and chop around here, but I think that the 236 would be tested. All right, that's kind of the terms from Top Goonex when we get that signal. So that's really all I got. You guys have any questions real quick? I'll answer one or two questions before I head out and go get some food. But I'm just going to sit in this short. If I get stopped out, I'm going to let it happen. But again, 6 hour. This trend's broken with volume. Got this rising pattern here. Okay, looks like a rising wedge. How do I come up with my trend line rules? Practice, trial and error. Okay. There's a lot of that. It's taken, some years to perfect. So I won't get into that right now. Eventually I may make a video regarding my trend line rules or something. For now, just know 2 candle closes outside my trend line is invalidation. Okay. Yeah, you guys, this just looks weak. I just am so ready for this to roll over, and it's probably not going to happen right away. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for asking questions. Anyway, you guys, I'll keep updating you on Twitter. I'm just ready. Let's get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid. Rip the Band-Aid. Let's go. Yeah, I'm kind of just messing around myself right now, you guys. Oh, I always like these really nice trends that hug, 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 and then rocket. So that's another trend line I'm looking at here, which we rejected on. If you zoom out on the charts, you guys, and you look at these, like really these hugging trend lines, okay, you'll notice that they have significance. Hug, 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 big drop. Look where we rejected at, right? Go Buckeyes. Yeah, I'm not a Husker fan, so you can have your Ohio State fandom. Anyway, that's all, you guys. Let's watch it drop. If you got in around 9,300, just put your stop loss tight, close to break even. We want to see 9150 break. All right, 9150 has been retested a million times. It's been a really pivotal point. As soon as 9150 breaks, it's game over, and 9K is just a matter of time till that breaks. So I hope you guys like this update. Please subscribe, obviously. If you don't mind, I'm going to post this on Twitter here in a few minutes. Retweets are appreciated. Always feel free to reach out to me in DMs if you have any questions or anything. I'm way behind on DMs. Thursday, I'm going to get through some of them. But I do try to answer the ones with substance. If you just get in my DMs and say, hey, you're probably going to get pushed to the back because somebody has like a legit charting question or something. I'm going to get to them first. So make sure you guys check out Bing Bong. That's the exchange I work for. Super smooth exchange. All right, this is a free plug for them. I scalp on here. This is where I do all my scalping. Fees are a lot cheaper for marketing in and out. They've got a ton of crypto here. Link, ADA, TRX, Bitcoin, obviously. They've got just a bunch more assets on here as well. So you can trade like oil. Again, I mostly just trade Bitcoin, you guys. So you can trade a ton on here. The referral link for that, if you guys do want to sign up, it's always appreciated. If you do want to sign up for Bing Bong under me, I appreciate that. I always try to get back to my followers and whatnot. That's pinned on my Twitter, so you can get the link there. But anyways, guys, have a great night. Thanks for all your comments and all the nice words. It means a lot. I'm gonna keep making videos. Next in August, I'm going to have a lot more free time for crypto, and I'm going to get more content out for you guys. I know I mentioned the portfolio rehab program for those people who have lost tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is in the works. Next month, I'm really going to hit that hard and get that out to get that ready for you guys that really need that, because I do want to help some of you. And then eventually I'll consider starting some type of mentorship program or something. I've had a lot of push, a lot of people asking for that lately. So I may put together a program for that too, and hold some interviews and take a few mentors and really start from the basics and work out. What I do, my routine, what I look for. The last tip, a little present for you guys that have been here the whole time or watching till the end. So one tip that I do have is here's how I pull up a chart, and here's what I do and what I look for charts. Okay. Now listen, this is really important, and now I'm just drawing this out to build the suspense, okay? So we're just going to sit here, and I'm just going to ramble on just to build the suspense and make you guys have to waste the rest of your night here listening. And I'm just kidding. Okay, so what I do when I pull up a chart, all right, and a lot of people do a million different random crazy things. All right, they'll look at their indicator first off or whatever. Look at the chart, okay? Look at the chart, and if you need to, zoom out to look at it, okay? Zoom out to look at it. All right, and look at the price action. Okay, I'm a price action trader mostly, so I look at the price action. I look at what the candles look like. All right, if I see a nice rejection candle here, okay, or if I see a nice, support hold candle here, right, nice hammer, whatever you want to call it, dragonfly doji, I don't know. If I see those, all right, I already have some type of bias set, right? Okay, fair enough. Large lower wicks are going to set a little bias. Large upper wicks are going to set a little bias. Okay, so that's price action. That's what I'm looking at for just the price action and trend lines. So price action and trend lines, these are my price actions. Okay, so uptrend, downtrend, whatever. So that's the first thing I look at. All right, and if I see that this looks like a bear flag or it looks like it's in a downtrend right now, right? Then I'm going to look at my volume to see if that supports it. All right. So now I'm looking at volume because volume needs to support my candles and my price action. All right. So right now I see some increasing sell volume. I see a high volume breakdown. That is where my volume is supporting my price action theory. Also, I'm losing supports and resistances here. Okay. Lastly, I'm going to go to my indicator and see if my indicator supports my theory. Because if OBV, if price is breaking down and OBV is like looking really strong, okay, and this has happened before, and I've not listened to my indicator or whatever, or my indicators, if these are breaking up strong and we're kind of consolidating here, I might be off sides if I'm shorting. All right, now if this is breaking down, that's validating my thesis on price action and trend lines and volume analysis, okay? Lastly, I use Top Goon X, and that's telling me we made a new low on momentum, all right, which is not a good thing, new local low. So all of my indicators and match my analysis, right? They match my initial bias. If they don't match my bias, then I kind of sit out and say, okay, price action looks like one thing, my indicators are showing something else, it's two mixed signals, I can't trade right now. Sitting out, I'm gonna wait for a clear picture, right? Fair enough. Okay, if I got mixed signals, if everything is finding confluence, everything's showing the same picture, everything's on the same page, then I can feel better about my position. I might not always be right, but I know that my percentage is going to be higher. All right, my hit rate's going to be higher that way. Lastly, don't go find a million indicators. I've done this before. You know, you're like, oh, I don't know what these indicators, these are indicators I use all the time, right? I don't know. I can't tell if these are bullish or not. They're kind of giving me mixed signals. So I'm going to go find RSI, and I'm going to go find DMI, and I'm going to go find a bunch of random shit that I saw somebody on Twitter use that I don't normally use to justify my bias. That's how you lose. That's how you lose trades. Okay? Don't do that. Stick with what you know. If it's showing mixed signals, sit out. That's fine. If this drops right now and I'm sitting out, who cares? Okay? If I miss this short, if I didn't short that trend line up here, okay, because I was unsure, which I almost didn't, and it breaks down, well, great. I can short this retest. I missed out on like 1.5%, 2% of a move, depending on the leverage. Big deal. Okay? So yeah, that's how I do it, you guys. That's the steps I use. Maybe that'll help you. All right? So use your indicators for validation of your thesis. Don't use your indicators as, you know, the God Almighty golden rule. All right? Play safe out there, you guys. My exposure, again, which I posted in Discord way before 9,300 broke down, is basically none to the market now. Other than like my long-term spot holdings. I'm just in the short and going to see how it plays out. So have a great night, guys. Thanks for sticking to the end of the video. Thanks for all your support on Twitter. I will catch you guys later.